Aminata Kamara. BBC
Radio Leicester.
All right, I promised I'm going to take you back 560 million years, and that's because around that time, a rock from Markfield in Leicestershire has been put on display in Luxembourg as part of an exhibition celebrating geology. Dr. Jack Matthews is the Geoheritage Officer for Charnwood Forest and joins us now live from the area where it was discovered. I mean, a huge good morning to you, Jack. I've got you here with me on Zoom, and I'm blown away by the location. I literally thought that was like a green screen. Tell us where you are.
Lovely to be joining you live today, Aminata, from Hill Hole Local Nature Reserve in Markfield, in Charnwood Forest. And just to tell you, it is a staggering day here because you have a unique viewpoint at this spot, both to look into the wonderful countryside of Charmwood Forest. I'm looking across, I can see the top of Bradgate Park, Beacon Hill, Barden Hill, of course, the highest point in the county, 278 metres above sea level. But I also can see across to the rest of the Midlands. I can see Cannock Chase in Staffordshire. And on a good day like this, you can look all the way down to the skyscrapers at the city of Birmingham. But it's not the modern landscapes that we're joining you to celebrate today. It is the history, both the recent human history of how this site was used and the ancient geology that makes it so important, because Hill Hole is the site of a historic quarry. And the rock that was quarried here, geologists know it as the South Charmwood Diorite, but most of us call it Markfieldite because it's so important that the local village here has given its name to the rock. And it's a rock that formed 560 million years ago when a giant blob of magma was intruded into sediments that had already been deposited at the bottom of the sea. But that magma didn't break the surface, so it didn't make a volcano. It cooled underground at quite a shallow depth, and that gives it a very characteristic texture. And if you want to go out and spot some Markfieldite in the many wonderful, spectacular historic buildings we can find across Leicestershire, and indeed has been used to build lovely buildings across the UK. You can even find it on the streets of London. You want to look for a rock that looks a bit like a granite, but it's got a speckledy pink, green and black texture. So you're looking for those crystals of those three colours, and that's what makes Markfieldite so special.
That's phenomenal. I can see you've got one in your hand right now. Tell us just a little bit more about it and the importance of it all.
Yes, absolutely. So people might know that Charnwood Forest is very important for its geology, and people may have heard about the important fossils that are discovered here, things called Charnia and Bragatia, and other local names have given their names to very important fossils. These are really, really important, and people come here from around the world to study them because they represent some of the oldest evidence for animal life. But it's not just the fossils that we want to celebrate here at Charmwood Forest Geopark, with the funding support we have from the National Lottery Heritage Fund. It's also brilliant rocks like this that have a unique geological story, but also help shape our communities and our society. So as you've said, you can see me on Zoom holding a giant chunk of rock. And this is actually the other half of this specimen that has gone to Luxembourg. We were very privileged to be approached by the Mëllerdall UNESCO Global Geopark in Luxembourg. They got their UNESCO status a few months ago, and they are creating a display and have created a display called the Wall of Geoparks. And we're very pleased that a little piece of Leicestershire is now proudly on display in Luxembourg. It was opened by the Luxembourg Minister of Tourism last month, and there are specimens there from all over the world. And within that, there's a little bit of Leicestershire celebrating our very important rocks alongside many distant geological cousins in that display as well.
Oh, Jack, this is phenomenal. I absolutely love this because you know what? It puts Leicestershire on the map, and that's exactly what you want now. I know you've got more plans going forward about Charnwood Forest. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Absolutely. And it's the phrase you just said. It's putting Leicestershire and Charmwood Forest on the map because we know that Charmwood Forest is unique and extraordinarily special. And unless people understand what makes it so special, its amazing rocks and fossils, its landscapes, its biodiversity. One of the other reasons the site is so important here is because the flooded quarry at the back is a little haven for native crayfish. So you've got everything here at Charmwood Forest. And what we're doing through the National Lottery funded Geopark programme is education, interpretation, working with communities and volunteers. We've got an arts project with Charmwood Arts, and it's about linking all of these things together to raise the profile. And at the end of that, we're very hopeful that we could put an application in to Paris, to the UNESCO HQ, that Charmwood Forest could become a UNESCO Global Geopark. And what better way to put this wonderful region on the map?
Oh, Jack, thank you so much for sharing with us. I mean, I'm feeling all of it. I'm feeling all of it. And I mean, can I go there? Because I need to be where you are.
Absolutely. And the thing we would say is we know that many people around Leicestershire, and the surrounding counties, they know to come and see the wonderful, brilliant sites at Bragate Park, at the Outwards, the Bluebells recently, and indeed over at Beacon Hill. But there are many more sites to see as well. Go to those sites by all means. But while you're up here, why not come down to Hill Hole Nature Reserve, take a walk around, take in the cliffs, and of course, it's well situated for a walk into the local village. You might fancy a drink in one of the local pubs afterwards. There's so many options, wonderful hikes. And I should say, if you want to join us for a 16-mile guided hike of the Charnwood Forest geology, you can still book in via the National Forest Walking Festival. And we're doing that on Saturday. So do look that up on our website and you're more than welcome to join us.
I'll tell you where I will be on Saturday. I just recently bought myself some hiking boots. I cannot wait to join you. Dr. Jack Matthews, Geo Heritage Officer for Charnwood Forest. Thank you so much for your time with us this morning.